You have felt it. A quiet, unsettling hum beneath the noise of your everyday life. A subtle, pervasive sense that the stage is about to change. It is a feeling of disconnection, a feeling deep in your bones that the world you were shown is no longer real, that the structures we were told were permanent are now revealed as theater. The sages of old, the seers, the mystics, they all spoke of this time. They called it the Kali Yuga, the age of iron, the age of forgetting. A time when humanity would fall into its deepest, darkest illusion, believing the material world to be the only one. We are the children of that age, and this is our inheritance. Look, behold the city of the old paradigm, the ancient doomed city of a frequency that has expired. It is the city of our old beliefs, the hollow towers of finance, built on a whisper. The empty halls of power, echoing with hollow words. The crumbling temples of dogma that promised salvation, but delivered control. This is not a collapse. It is a dissolution, a slow, silent fade from relevance. The old world, the Maya, is shattering. Not from an external force, but from the weight of its own untruth. This is the dark, shifting mood you feel. It is the exhaustion you cannot explain, the search for a new, unnamed meaning, the sudden, jarring intolerance for the superficial. We are in the liminal space, the void between breaths. The world you were shown is a ghost. It still walks, it still talks, but its soul, its frequency, has already left. The city is doomed not to fire, but to irrelevance. The old dream is dying. The old signal is lost. And in this static, this profound, deafening silence, a new transmission is waiting to be heard.
This shift is not just a feeling, it is a physical and a cosmic event. A coordinated, intelligent symphony designed to awaken. The ancient cultures, the Mayans, the Egyptians, the Hopi, they did not just worship the sun, they understood it. Our sun, our great star, is not a passive ball of fire. It is a conscious, galactic transmitter, a stargate. And it is not just sending light, it is transmitting data. New codes, new instructions for life, beamed across the system in the form of solar flares and cosmic winds. This is the light that the mystics spoke of, an upgrade in the form of information. It is a signal designed to do one thing: to change us. The Earth's magnetic shield, its veil, has been weakening. This is not a sign of failure, but of receptivity. The shield that once protected us from this data is now allowing it in. The planet itself is in agreement. It is opening to allow this new higher consciousness to anchor. This new data, this light code, is not for your conscious mind. Your mind would call it madness. This data is for your vessel, your body, the temple that the ancients revered. Within our very cells lies a dormant library, the so-called junk DNA. It is not junk. It is a 12-strand potential, a legacy waiting for the key. And that key is frequency. The signal from the sun is the key. It is activating the code. It is awakening the dormant library. The glitch you feel is the system rebooting. It is the end of a great cycle. The 26,000-year procession of the equinoxes, the Ouroboros, the great serpent, finally catches its tail. The old code, the old cycle, is complete. A new code must be written. As the old code fractures, the old frequency can no longer hold. The old reality, the doomed city, becomes a choice, not a prison. The realms are shifting. This is the great migration, a silent inner exodus, a sorting, a departure from a timeline that has expired. You may still perceive the chaos, the warlike scene behind the veil. The fight for the old paradigm, the clash of old gods, the noise, the fear. You may see it, but you no longer resonate with it. You are in the passage, the tunnel. You have chosen to align with the new signal. You are protected by your own frequency. The chaos can no longer touch you. It can be seen, but it cannot be felt as truth. This is a vibrational shift. What you are witnessing is the great sorting, the planetary ascension. It is not an escape from Earth. It is not a rapture. It is an attunement. Souls, like notes, are finding their new divine octave. They are rising from the dense, discordant noise of the old world and returning to the pure, clear signal of their origin. You are not leaving. You are remembering. You are remembering the song you were born to sing. And the old world simply cannot hear it. But what is this new frequency, this new Earth? And how do we attune to it? How do we find this new signal? You do not find it, you become it. It is not a gentle upgrade. It is not a passive event. It is a choice, an alchemical transformation. It requires a shattering, the dissolution of the old, dense, fear-based self. The obsidian figure of your trauma, your beliefs, your limitations must be met, and it must be allowed to break. You must die before you can be reborn. From the shards of the old self, the new crystalline form is built. It requires the courage to face the dark. Not the darkness out there, but the darkness in here, the shadow. The new consciousness is not an escape from the shadow. It is the integration of the shadow. It is the light of your own awareness turning inward, facing the fear, the pain, the anger, and alchemizing it. Not with a fight, but with your presence, your light. The shadow does not need to be vanquished. It needs to be integrated. It is, after all, your power in exile. This is the frequency. It is the daily practice, the inner work, nurturing the seedling of your new intention, tuning your own vessel, your own body, your own heart, like a sacred instrument, removing all that is not you, until all that is left is the truth. The new earth is not a place, it is a frequency. This process, this attunement, it is not a New Age concept. It is an ancient, forgotten science. Humanity has always known that consciousness is the tool that shapes reality. We are simply rediscovering the manual. The ancient cultures, the architects of the sacred, they did not build as we build. They did not see the world as we see it. They saw the energy, the frequency, the underlying code. They understood that sound is creation itself. The Om, the Logos, the Word of God, is a vibration. The mantras of the Vedic priests, the chants of the Tibetan monks, these were not just prayers. They were sonic keys, precise frequencies designed to alter the harmonic resonance of the body and the mind, to attune the human to the divine. They knew that if you could create the perfect, coherent sound, you could make matter obey. They understood that geometry is the architecture of the universe. The great pyramids, the Gothic cathedrals, the stone circles, these were not just tombs or temples. They were machines, harmonic resonators built with divine proportion, placed with perfect precision on the ley lines, the energetic veins of the planet. They were frequency engines designed to draw in the light of the cosmos, amplify it, and stabilize the consciousness grid of the earth. They were anchors for a higher frequency. And now our own science is finally catching up. We are peeling back the veil of the material world, and we are finding not things, but vibrations. The quantum physicist now speaks like the mystic. He tells us that reality is a field of infinite potential, waiting for an observer. That your consciousness, your expectation, is the force that collapses the wave and turns a field of energy into the place you call your life. They call this the observer effect. The ancients simply called it magic. Modern experiments, like the Global Coherence Initiative, have proven that a collective of human hearts meditating on a single coherent emotion, like peace or gratitude, can measurably affect and stabilize the Earth's own geomagnetic field. Think of it. Our feeling can calm the planet. This is the ongoing experiment. We are the experiment. The science of epigenetics now shows that your thoughts, your beliefs, your frequency sends the signal that can rewrite your own genetic expression. That junk DNA we spoke of, the library is not activated by a distant sun alone. It is activated by you, by your choice to hold a new, a higher frequency. The ancients and the scientists are now saying the exact same thing. The new Earth is not a place you find. It is a reality you create. It is a frequency you choose to broadcast. And this is the frequency made manifest. This is the result of the shattering, of the integration, of the choice. A world built not on competition, but on coherence. A reality born not of fear, but of resonance. A harmony between nature, technology, and consciousness. The ancient doomed city of Yesod has been alchemized. The illusion has been transcended. The new world was never out there. It was in here, waiting. The journey through the dark city, the signal from the sun, the great migration. It was not an escape from Earth. It was the rebirth of Earth. It was the practice of attuning to a new, divine reality. Look around. The shift is not coming. The shift is here. The choice is now. The old human has dissolved. The galactic human has awakened. The consciousness has shifted.